and welcome to another episode of the Worst Possible Commander Show. It's me, it's Shea, hosting the show. Can you guys believe it?
Hello. Crap.
Here I am.
They thought the day would never come.
I know.
You're welcome, Internet.
Yeah, and I'm here with my friends CGB, Ben, and Blake. As usual, today's show is sponsored by CoolStuffInc.com. Be sure to use promo code CGB5 at the checkout to get a discount on all your cool stuff. Also, the winner of today's game, one of us here, will be picking their favorite comment that is left under today's video. So, if you gotta watch the video all the way up until the end, see who wins the game, and then leave that person a very special comment that you think they're gonna like, and if they pick it, you will be winning a $50 gift code to CoolStuffInc.com.
Did you choose last week's comment yet?
I have not.
There's still time.
There's still time.
Probably not.
Probably not.
There might be still time. It's possible. But yeah, this show is called the Worst Possible Commander Show because before every game we talk about the worst possible thing our deck is going to do to each other. So since I'm in the fancy hosting seat, I get to go first. So my commander is Commander Liara Portyr. She costs 5, she's a human soldier, and whenever you attack, spells you cast from exile this turn cost X less to cast, where X is the number of players being attacked. Exile the top X cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those exiled cards. So my deck is really all about getting the most value and the most punch on my attacks.
You're coming for all of us.
Yes.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
And so as it comes to my worst possible, first in the lineup, I've got Portyr, cost 5. It's an orc pirate. Whenever Portyr deals combat damage to a player, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. Portyr can't attack a player, it has already attacked this turn. So this really comes into play quite well with Legion Loyalty, which gives all of my creatures Myriad.
I don't know if we've had Myriad on the show before.
No, and it's a fairly new style of gameplay for me too. But yeah, so this will give all of my creatures Myriad, and then I've got Dolmen Gate, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. In combination with Mandate of Peace, which is an instant, it costs 2, cast the spell only during combat, your opponents can't cast spells this turn, end the combat phase.
Ooh. You.
So why would you want to end the combat
Yeah.
phase? That doesn't sound like you.
What?
Yeah, so I could do that before or after damage, and essentially that's going to allow me to keep all of my copies that my Myriad ability has created.
And the copies still have Myriad, is that right? So the
Yes.
next time they attack, they make even more?
Oh, God. That's pretty gross. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so yeah, that in combination with my commander, I'm going to hopefully be playing lots of cards from exile and doing lots of attacks and lots of fun value stuff during combat.
Please don't attack me.
That's, I mean, she's kind of here to attack everyone.
I
That's
know.
why it's the most Shea
That's
deck
true.
ever.
That's true.
She's
Doesn't
not
have to worry about decisions
Yes.
on the who to attack.
attack
Yes.
us all at once. It's her dream.
Nobody is safe.
Well, that's good because the deck that I'm going to introduce to you is anything but safe. I am playing Garth One-Eye this week. This is a 5-color commander. It's a Wooburg for a 5/5. It's a legendary human wizard, and you can tap it to choose a name that hasn't been chosen. From among these little babies here, we got Disenchant, we've got Brain Geyser, we've got a Terror, we've got Shivan Dragon, we've got Regrowth, and we've got totally the same thing, Black Lotus. Garth lets you cast one of these once, and then once you've tapped him to create all of these, you eventually run out of stuff to cast with Garth One-Eye. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, CGB, you're going to play all these cool classic cards and it's going to be just classic Magic the Gathering because Garth is such a nice throwback card. Yeah, it's totally that. It's exactly that. But I call this deck Garth Plays Fortnight because I got my Fortnite secret lair from Wizards of the Coast, hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, hashtag thank you Wizards, covert go shill. And I've got all of the Fortnight secret lair in this deck.
Ooh.
So it's
Wow.
Yep, I had to play 5 colors, and I got them all in there. There are some classics. There's Wrath of God. There's Grim Tutor. We got Smuggler's Copter, the battle bus. There's a Triumph of the Hordes, which is you would recognize that one.
Yep.
It's incredibly not my style, but it's in there. And yeah, the Planar Bridge as the cube. Some really cool stuff, but for my worst possible, I actually pack this deck with a number of infinite combos. In general, if I have like a mana engine, I have a lot of ways to untap it. So kill Chromatic Orreries, kill Fabro Elders, things that tap for a lot of mana. You should kill those. But my favorite combo that I got into the deck combines Dance Battle, which in my opinion is the sweetest art in the secret lair. Like, what am I looking at? I don't know.
It's amazing.
And Astral Dragon, which is from the Battle for Baldur's Gate set. And this says when it enters the battlefield, I create 2 tokens that are copies of a non-creature permanent. And this Dance Battle, aka Dance of Many, actually an old card from the Dark, I believe. It says when it enters the battlefield, you create a token that's a copy of a non-creature, or that's a copy of target non-token creature. That's it. And when this leaves the battlefield, you exile it. And when the token leaves the battlefield, you sacrifice this. But what's important about it is this is not a creature. It just makes a token. So you play the Astral Dragon, and you make 2 copies of this, and those copy Astral Dragon, and it makes 2, target this, make 2 more copies of this, targeting Astral Dragon, and you make infinite dragons. And I have about 8 ways in my deck to give all of my creatures haste, so.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just gonna floss all over all of
Sweet.
you.
Oh.
Yeah, is that bad? Okay, so I know that 90% of my audience is way too old for this, and I'm going to lose them, and you guys are gonna have to be the heroes of the audience for this one. And I just want it mentioned that, yes, this shirt was picked up for me by my loving wife for this episode. This is a double XL from the little boys section. And yeah, so feeling a little tight, but repping the brand.
He doesn't have his full mobility. We can get him, guys. This is our game.
So Garth plays Fortnite. That's my deck. That's what I'm doing. Ben, what have you got?
Yes. Very unlike CGB to play a deck like this. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see if you have any counter spells or not, but we'll find out. I'm sure you do. But,
Is there blue in it? Yes, I have an island.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I'm going to be playing the Mimeoplasm. OG Ooze tribal deck. Not too heavy on the tribal, but pretty much every creature is an Ooze. So he's a legendary Ooze. He's a 0/0. Oh, weird. How does that work? As he enters the battlefield, I may exile 2 creature cards from graveyards, not necessarily mine. If you do, it enters the battlefield as a copy of one of those cards with a number of additional 1/1 counters on it equal to the power of the other card. And it just, with that going off, I have a lot of oozes in the deck, so oozes make a lot of tokens. So I have Reflections of Liara to create copies of each ooze I cast. And then Doubling Season, of course. I'm sure Shea is familiar with it. She loves that card. So I can copy my tokens and put more 1/1 counters on stuff.
So your worst possible is more ooze.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh.
That's
I love
amazing.
it.
If you ooze, you lose, though. So I guess I'm losing, but we'll find out.
Okay.
It rhymes. It must be true.
It must be true.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Blake, what do you have?
All right, I'm super excited about this deck. So I'm playing Grist. So this is Golgari for a 3 loyalty planeswalker, and I can use it as a commander because as long as it's not on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 insect in addition to its other types. So Grist becomes a legendary creature that I can put in the command zone. +1, make a 1/1 black and green insect token and mill a card. If an insect card is milled this way, put a loyalty counter on Grist and repeat it. That won't happen. -2, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. -5, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. But I am mostly playing because she mills me, for I am playing a lands deck. So Scoot Swarm is the first thing I can do. That's the worst possible. I can make a few thousand of these in a turn or 2. Should be fun. The next set of worst possible is your old favorite, Dark Depths plus Vesuva/Thespian Stage to make a 20/20. Nice little Merit Lage token. And with my copies lands, I have Field of the Dead, so we can make some zombies. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited. I love land specs.
Did you get jealous of all Shea's zombies in the recent
I
episode?
did, and yes.
Blake, I want to see you sacrifice a merit lage to do his ability. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want to see that.
Okay. It's gonna be great.
It might have to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm super excited to see how this game goes. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, I guess we should get started. All right, well, I won the die roll, so I'm gonna go ahead and go first. Draw for turn, play Flooded Strand, sacrifice it, pay a life, gonna go grab a Plains, and then I'm gonna pass.
All right, draw for turn. Blake,
Yeah.
you're gonna hate this mana base.
Okay.
So it's the first time I think I've done a 5-color deck on the show, and people cringe at the price tags of my mana base
Yup.
anyway.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This one goes hard.
Oh, yeah. Is it all 10 of them?
Savannah,
Oh,
and we're gonna lead with a Noble Hierarch. This
Wow.
man.
taps for a green, a white, or a blue, 0/1 with Exalted. Your turn.
Okay, I will go to my turn, draw. I'll play a Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. You're welcome, guys. I will play an Exploration, and then I'll play an additional land. It will be a Mazavith, which can tap for a forest now.
All right, I'm gonna play Forest, and I'm going to cast an Elvish Reclaimer. This is a 1/2 Elf Warrior. Gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more land cards in my graveyard, and I can pay 2 and tap this, sack a land, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Go ahead, Shea.
Mountain, pay 2 for Talisman of Conviction. Then I'm gonna pass.
Okay, untap. All right, I'm gonna play a forest. I'm gonna cast Tireless Provisioner. This has landfall. When land hits the battlefield, I make a food or a treasure, and it's a 3/2. Your turn.
All right. I will untap, do an upkeep, no upkeep triggers, draw a card. I'll tap 2 for a Fellwar Stone, and I'll pass.
Woodland Cemetery, pass the turn to Shea.
Untap, draw, Plains. Then I will tap 3 for White Plume Adventurer. When it enters the battlefield, you take the initiative.
So I need a reminder how we gain the initiative. We have to attack you?
It's like
Yep.
the Monarch.
If
yep.
you
Do we
deal
have to hit you?
Yes, combat
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Also, by the way, White Plume Adventurer also says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, untap a creature you control. If you've completed a dungeon, untap all creatures you control instead. So I think I will go to the entrance of the dungeon, right? That's how that works. And so I will, in the secret entrance, I will search for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into my hand, and then shuffle.
While you do that, I will also search with Elvish Reclaimer.
I grabbed a mountain. We'll go to hand.
All right, I got an Urborg with my Elvish Reclaimer.
Yes, and then I pass to CGB.
All right, I'll untap, draw. I'm going to play a Scalding Tarn, activating Tireless Provisioner to make a treasure. I'm going to sacrifice Scalding Tarn and pay 1 life. I'm going to fetch a Volcanic Island, and I'm going to create a second treasure token with Tireless Provisioner. All right, then I'm going to cast Rhythm of the Wild, so creature spells you control can't be countered, and non-token creatures you control have Riot, which means they can have haste or an additional +1/+1 counter. I'm going to sacrifice 2 treasures and tap Noble Hierarch for blue and cast Clever Conjurer. This can tap to untap target permanent not named Clever Conjurer. So I was trying to figure out if I needed another mana this turn. I don't think I do, so I'm gonna put a +1/+1 counter on the Conjurer with the Riot. And The other thing I was thinking of was like whether or not to attack Shea for that initiative, because I like that value. I think that my Tireless Provisioner is too valuable, so instead it will attack Blake for 3 points.
For 3, I'll take 3, that's fine.
And then I'm done.
All right. I will untap, draw a singular card, tap 2 green, and play a Scavenging Ooze. For 1, he's a 2/2 Ooze, of course. For 1 green, I can exile a target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, I put a 1/1 counter on it, Scavenging Ooze, and I gain 1 life. And I'll pass again without playing a life.
Oh no.
I'm going to play my own Yavimaya Cradle of Growth.
Double forest, guys.
Double Forests. And then I'm going to cast a Wayward Swordtooth. This is a 5/5. I can play an additional land on each of my turns, but this guy can't attack or block unless I have the City's Blessing. And then I will play Forest as my additional land for the turn, and I'm going to pass to Shea.
Yes, on my upkeep, I get to venture deeper into the dungeon. I think I'm going to choose to scry 2. Send 1 to the bottom. Okay, now I'll go to my draw step. Mountain. Tapping 5, I would like to cast my commander. Welcome, Commander Liara Portyr. I will send my 3/3 to you. I do have an attack trigger, sadly, no mana up, but that's okay. So I will exile that 1 card. I'm not going to play it this turn, so that will just...
Stay exiled and I'll take 3.
Correct.
All right.
And then I will pass the turn to you, CGB. And also on your upkeep, I will get to untap my White Plume Adventurer.
Okay, I'll draw my card for turn. I just had a most beautiful thought.
Okay.
I actually attacked you for 4 last turn because I have an exalted trigger.
That's the difference.
I just held on to that for a cycle to get the comment
man.
equity. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. All right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to play an Exotic Orchard for turn and make a treasure with Tireless Provisioner. All right, I'm going to cast Farseek, search my library for a Plains, Island, Swamp, or Mountain card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. All right, I fetched Rafine's Tower, and that's going to enter the battlefield and create another treasure token. I'm going to go for 5 mana in Wooburg, and I'm going to try to cast Garth One-Eye, my commander.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
If that resolves, I'm going to choose to give it haste. And one of the fun things about this commander is when I tap it and I perform like the activated action, it creates like a little bubble where you may cast the card. You still have to pay the cost for it, but it lets me do things at instant speed that I normally wouldn't be able to do at instant speed, like casting Brain Geyser and Regrowth. So I get to just chill out here of like 4 more damage from Tireless
all right,
Provisioner
fair
with
enough.
Exalted. Your turn.
At your end step, I'm gonna pay 1 green to exile your Farseek.
All right, that works.
Okay, I'll go to my turn, untap, draw for turn. Okay, Shea, I have a deal for you.
Yes.
I really am lacking on the land department. Just the quantity, not the quality. I got the quality covered, but the quantity is not there.
Yeah.
Could I swing at you with my little tiny 2/2 Ooze creature to get the initiative, just so I can search for a land, and then you can even hit me back.
Don't do it, Shea.
And
Don't do it, Shea.
And I'll never maze with a creature unless we're the last 2.
Pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Bring the ooze.
I'd never say yes.
I'm going to combat, and I am swinging 2 damage at your face.
No blacks.
Secret entrance activated, guys.
Woo!
I'm gonna search for a basic, then shuffle. Oh, I put it in my hand, so perfect. I got an island, I'll put it in my hand, but I haven't played a land yet, so I'll put it on the battlefield. And I'll pass.
All right, go to my turn. I'm gonna play a Grim Backwoods with my first land drop. Then I'm gonna play a Maze of Ith with my second from Wayward Swordtooth. I will then pay 3 mana, keeping in mind that there's Yavimaya and Urborg out, so basically all of my mana is perfect for colors. I'm gonna play Grist. Oh, and then I'm going to plus the Grist up to 4. I'm gonna make a 1/1 and mill a card, Murderous Rider, goodbye. And then I'm gonna move to combat. I'm gonna attack Ben for 5.
I'm gonna let it hit me. I'll let you get a
Okay.
land.
All right, buddy.
And I'm still at a nice
But that
round
puts
40.
us in a nice
so-
little treaty.
Yeah,
little
right? Yeah.
treatise.
It does, because
Do you
Shea
have,
was supposed to get the initiative back from you.
Well, she
Well,
can
she-
attack me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I won't block Shea. All right, I'm going to go get a basic land, and then it's going to be Shea's turn. I'm getting a forest.
All right, untapping, draw. So I'll start with Arid Mesa. Gonna sacrifice it, pay life. Okay, so I am gonna have I grab Sacred Foundry, and I'm gonna have it enter tapped, actually. I'm not gonna pay the 2 life. Then we will tap 1, 2, 3, and 4 for a Breaches Brazen Plunderer. So he's got Menace. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells.
Ooh.
I'll attack Blake with my 3/3, and I'm gonna send my commander at Ben.
Cool.
3.
Attack triggers?
Yep.
Yes, attack triggers. So I'm attacking 2 people, so I'll exile 2 cards.
They're going to cost 2 less here.
2 less. Unfortunate, I cannot cast my Alternal Survivors. That's a bummer, and I already played a land for turn.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
Shay, I feel like you should use another blocker in this turn cycle, so I'm going to maze it with and untap your commander.
Okie doke, fair enough. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to play these.
But you do get the initiative back.
Oh, right. Okay, and so then I think I get to just advance.
Yep, you get to choose one of the 2. Arena or
Ooh,
stash.
I'm going to create a treasure token.
Yeah, and then you could use it to...
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
To what? Oh, yeah.
Player or friend.
This worked out very well. Okay, so I made my treasure token. I'm going to sacrifice it for a red and tap my planes, and then I can cast my Alternal Survivors. The planes will remain exiled. I think that's all my triggers. I'm going to pass the turn.
I have some end step stuff.
Sure.
I'm going to tap Garth One Eye, and I'm going to go search for, or create, a copy of a Black Lotus, which I'm going to cast and get onto the battlefield. I'll play a Tropical Island.
Oh my gosh.
I will make a treasure token. I will tap Garth, and I will create a Brain Geyser.
Target me.
I'm not going to target you.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
Why not?
I don't want to. I'm going to sacrifice Black Lotus for 3 blue, because it's the coolest color. And then I'm going to pour this into Brain Geyser and make it a draw 7.
Ooh.
I'm going to activate Clever Conjurer, and I'm going to untap Garth One Eye. Who's got that initiative? Shay got that initiative. I'm the only person who hasn't had it. You got all these blockers, though.
And on your upkeep, actually, this also untapped. So I have another blocker.
Okay, there's just more of them every time I look. I'm going to attack Grist with a 3/2 Tireless Provisioner that gets an Exalted trigger.
I'll trump it.
I had a feeling I was going bug hunting. I'm going to move to end step. I have some cards to discard. I'll discard a Plains and Ketria Triumph. Your turn.
Okay. At your end step, I will tap a green and to exile your forest, Blake. I'll exile a Scalding Tarn from your graveyard, CGB, and
Okay.
a Arid Mesa from your graveyard.
Okie doke.
I'm gonna untap on my turn, then draw. I guess I have to do this. I'm gonna tap a 1 forest for a dig up for the land, not the search.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna put that in my hand, reveal an island, and I will put that on the battlefield because, you know, land drops. And I'll pass.
End of your turn. I'm gonna go get a Thespian Stage.
Well, I'm spooked by the Elvish Reclaimer, the Thespian stage, so I'm going to do everybody a favor in the end, in Ben's end step. I'm going to use Garth One Eye to cast a Terror on the Elvish Reclaimer. Buries target creature. I want a shovel. I want to go bury that card.
All right. I am going to plus the Grist to make an insect. Bzzzt. And then I will pay 5 for a Shea, Soul of the Wild. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands I control, which is currently 6. but she turns non-token creatures into forest lands in addition to other types. So technically she is an 8/8. And then for my turn, I will play a forest. CGB, I'm going to feed the swarm, your commander.
Ooh, you're gonna reset it? Thank
Yeah.
you. All right, take 5.
Go ahead.
So going further into the dungeon, I will enter the catacombs and create a 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna start by paying 2 for Blade of Selves.
Oh God.
That's a good one.
So I'm gonna tap 4 and equip my Blade of Selves. We're gonna just stack it right on top of the Elturel Survivors.
What else does that do?
So it's got trample, and as long as it's attacking, it gets +X/+O, where X is the number of lands defending player controls. I'm gonna move to combat. All right, so I'm gonna attack CGB with my Elturel Survivors, my White Plume Adventurer, and the Breaches.
Myriad trigger, and Portyr trigger.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
both have, how many lands do you have? Fen, so
4.
you have 2 4/4s coming at you. I have 2 7/4s coming at me.
I never miss an opportunity for some shark tokens. Here's all your
Yes.
beats coming at
Oh,
you guys.
And then I also have a trigger
An
for
attack
my,
trigger, yep.
an attack trigger for my commander.
So exiling 3,
3.
Yep.
and they're 3 cheaper. Okay.
Yes.
Lightning Greaves.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
Oh
Golem
my gosh.
Gate.
They're all free.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Before blocks, I will tap 2 of my islands for forest. Pretty cool. To exile both of Blake's creatures from his yard. And I'll put 2 counters on my scavenging ooze and gain 2 life. And I'll declare no blocks.
I
Perfect.
also have no blocks. So this, hey, at least I only took the 1 instance, right?
Well, if both are coming at Grist, I guess I'm just gonna let Grist die.
So I'm taking 12.
I will take 8 damage.
And Grist gets destroyed.
Bye-bye Myriad tokens. Is there a trigger for this?
Oh yeah, you were correct. Yeah, when 1 or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast.
So you get 1 card off the top of my library that you might be able to cast. If
Yeah.
this is an artifact too, I'm gonna
Oh
scream.
my god.
Kiora.
Oh. Can't actually.
So awkward, can't read it. What Kiora says, this is a 7 loyalty planeswalker, and whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and the -1 is untap target permanent you control.
So that would be pretty good, especially if I'm creating all these tokens.
You would have drawn 4 cards that combat alone,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah, and so it costs
1.
1. And I do have a mana up, and these were all free.
And
Seems
you
good to
can-
me.
Yep, and you can pay any color mana to cast it.
Yeah. Okay, so then that will end combat, and now I'm going into my second main phase. So these I would like to cast, and they are all for freezies. And then I'm also going to pay 1 to cast. What is it called again?
Kiora, the Behemoth Beckoner.
Okay, paying 1 to cast Kiora. So I'm going to use the -1 ability to untap planes. This is a little silly, but I'm going to tap my planes to tap my Boros Signet. I only need 1 mana, but it'll be for Worms Crossing. It's a 1/1 with Myriad. And then I will also attach Lightning Greaves to my commander. Whew, what a turn.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to pass.
Okay, fun. I will untap.
On your upkeep, sure, I'll untap my White Plume Adventurer.
All right, draw for turn. Okay, I'll play a Wooded Foothills. That will make a treasure from Tireless Provisioner. I'm going to pay 1 life, and I'm going to fetch. That's going to get a land that's going to make a second treasure from Tireless Provisioner. All right, I'll fetch to Bayou. Let's go 7 mana for Garth One Eye. Going to enter with haste due to Rhythm of the Wild. I'm going to tap Garth One Eye. It's a fresh copy, so I can grab some cards I had used before. I'm going to get Black Lotus. I'll put that onto the battlefield. I'm going to use Clever Conjurer to untap Garth One Eye. to hold up maybe some other interaction in case something needs to die.
I wonder who that could be.
I guess I'm going to tap my Noble Hierarch to cast one of the cards that really didn't fit into the deck very well from the Fortnite Secret Lair.
Oh.
So it looks really silly, but I'm going to play the Boogie Bomb. It's Pyrite Spell Bomb.
Oh, interesting.
With a red, I can sack it for 2 damage to any target, or for a generic, I can sack it to draw a card. Your turn, Ben.
Well, at your end step, CGB, I'll tap 2, and I exile 2 cards from your graveyard. Okay, I'll go to my turn, untap.
On your upkeep, I'm gonna use White Plume's ability to untap Breaches.
I will go to draw then. Okay, I will tap 5. Oh man, tapping that Maze of Ith for a mana works, I guess.
That is dangerous right now.
I'm gonna try to get more land, guys. I think this is my best bet on getting more land. I'm gonna play Ren in 7.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna plus her to 6 to reveal the top 4 cards of my library. Put all land cards revealed this way into my hand and the rest into my
I'm
graveyard.
calling a whiff. I'm calling
Oh,
a
please
whiff.
don't.
Oh!
1, 2.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. Oh man.
No.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Sometimes it's not your day.
Oh, Ben.
I'll pass.
All right, I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna cast a Phyrexian Arena. So at the beginning of my upkeep, I draw a card and lose a life. And on that, I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, untap, upkeep. I go to Throne of the Dead 3. Reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature card from among them on the battlefield with 3 1/1 counters on it. It gains hexproof until your next turn.
Oh boy.
Shall we see?
Shall we?
Let's
shall.
do it.
Okay.
I hope this is a win.
Yeah.
1.
2,
Come on.
3,
Gets
Keep it
all the
going.
lands you didn't
4,
Yes.
5.
Yes.
Oh my wow. 6. Okay, there's
Dang
one
it.
with 6, 7, 8, 9,
The worst
get.
possible.
Or Razor?
10. Oh, guys. All right, so I am picking Port Razor, and that's going to enter with 3
counters.
1/1 counters. And also it gains hexproof until my next turn.
That's nice.
And now I will shuffle these. Okay, and so from the Port Razor entering, I have a draw trigger from Kiera.
Kiora.
Kiora.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Got that, and then I also need to draw for turn.
Oh yeah, that's on the upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I think the first thing I want to do is move to equip Lightning Greaves to Port Razor.
I will putrefy the boots. Destroy target artifact or creature can't be regenerated.
Blowing up the greaves.
Blowing up the greaves.
Blowing up the Greaves. I think I'd like to Deflecting Swat. Choosing new targets for the Putrefy. Probably your commander,
What?
CGB.
Oh,
My commander?
man.
My
That's messed
commander?
up.
Wow.
You're retargeting. I mean, that's just forcing him to play correctly, like a Blake normally would. Okay, so that's the play.
That's the play.
All right, guys. I think we're facing doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So.
It's time for unlikely alliances.
Yeah,
Okay.
no kidding.
It's time for fierce guardianship. I'm going
Oh.
to counter deflecting
Oh.
swat
Yeah.
Wow.
and cost 0 because I have my commander.
Wow.
Yep.
All these free cards.
Yeah, I have no response to that.
Okay, so this counters deflecting swat. And then putrefy is still going at lightning greaves. Does that resolve?
Yep.
Goodbye, Greaves.
Dang. So I'd like to move to combat.
Okay, but before you declare attackers, I want to point out a few things to the table. Number 1, Dolmen's Gate is going to prevent
Yep.
all damage done to attacking creatures. So if you have any damage-based stuff, we have to do it now. I will do my best to lead the charge. I'm going to use Garth One Eye to get Terror, and I'm going to cast Terror with my treasures, and I'm going to target the survivors. before we get myriaded into oblivion
Yes.
again.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yep. I have no response.
Okay.
Swingy, swingy. Okay, I'm attacking CGB with everything.
Oh,
wow.
oh.
Jeez.
This is what I take for the table, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
brutal.
All right, attack triggers. There's a Myriad on the 1/1.
Yeah.
There is also the Commander Portyr trigger.
Correct. Myriad triggers first, and then exiling 3 cards.
All right. Well, you can't cast those until the next main phase. So
Yep.
put them just kind of. You even have a little exile.
I
sign
sure
right
do.
there.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to block the 1/1 with my 3/2, which means I'm taking 15, I believe, and taking another hit from breaches. So you'll probably get to look at another card of mine to cast.
I will block the 1/1.
I'm going to use Mazavith to remove breaches from combat.
Oh, look at the coalition coming, the people coming together, the boys.
I got you, buddy.
The boys.
I got you, buddy.
Okay, so it's just.
Just an untapped 3/3, buddy, now.
Okay, so it's untapped.
All right, so instead of taking 15, I'm going to take 12.
12, yep.
Okay. All right, so that's it for the damage. Second
Not
main.
for the true damage, yeah.
Oof. Okay. So I would like to play the mountain as my land for turn. All right, tap in 3 for austere command. I'm gonna choose enchantments and destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I saved my tireless provisioner for nothing. Whoosh. All my stuff.
And then I'd also like to pay 2 to cast Urabrask the Hidden.
I'll do my best. It's a 4/4 haste.
Yes.
And it has, whenever a player draws their first card for turn, they exile it instead.
Yeah.
I think it's the first card within your draw step.
Yep.
So whenever a player would draw the first card within their draw step, they exile it instead. And we cannot cast, your opponents, Shea's opponents, us, cannot cast spells from exile.
No. That's Drannith Magistrate that makes so we can't cast those spells. Unless there's
Oh,
something-
yeah, it exiles it. We can play it.
We can
Okay.
play it,
But
yep.
yeah, it's just like instants and things like that.
And then I think on my turn, I exile and I can play it, and then I also draw for
Yes.
turn. It happens in my upkeep.
Okay, so yeah, we can play the cards from exile, but each opponent has to exile instead of their first draw in their draw step, and you get an extra exile.
Yep. I do have a trigger from the Planeswalker. I'm gonna draw a card. Okay, then I'd like to equip my Blade of Selves to Port Razor, and I will pay 4 to do that. I'll use the Planeswalker ability to untap a land also. Then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I need a big turn. Untap, draw. Oh wait, I don't draw. I exile. It's Kelpie Guide.
No.
I love how I talked about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
immediately we all forgot.
So yeah, that's a 2/2 B-Stat Strict Haven, and I can untap another permanent I control, or I can tap a permanent I control if I have 8 or more lands, which we're working on it. So that's my exiled card, and I only have this turn to play it. All right, I'll play a Windswept Heath, and I'll sacrifice it. Actually, no, I won't. It taps for black or green.
Yeah, there you go.
True.
Without sacrificing it. So I bet I can come up with some uses. All right, I'll tap these 3, and I'm going to cast Temur Ascendancy. This is an enchantment that gives all creatures I control haste, and whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I may draw a card. All right, I'm going to cast Kelpie Guide from exile. It has haste because of Temur Ascendancy, so that's nice. I actually might have to use it as a defensive measure. I'm going to sack my Black Lotus for green. I'm going to cast Eternal Witness. I'm going to go into the graveyard and I'm going to get the Fierce Guardianship. The intent is to keep shenanigans from happening. I honestly, guys, don't want to use it on you unless you're about to win.
For sure. Works for me.
Ben, it's your turn.
I will go to draw, but I will exile it instead. Exiled face up, I'm assuming it's an Opulent Palace.
The land that red.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna plus the run to 7.
Bold move.
And not look for a 7 on a 6-sided die. Don't worry.
Double whiff. Double whiff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fable Passage. Oh my gosh. Do you have lands in this deck?
I have 39. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
2 oozes down.
That's so sad.
I will play the Fabled Passage for turn. I will sacrifice it immediately to get, I guess, an island again, because why not? And there's untap because I have 4 or more lands. I will tap 2 islands for a black and an island, I guess. And I'll Demonic Tutor. I'll search for a card and put it in my hand.
Okay.
Okay. I search for a card.
What could it be?
And I'm going to play that card. It's already been played this game, technically. I'm going to tap this one, and this one. This for a black. And I will putrefy the, what is it called?
Blade of Cells.
Blade of
Yes,
Cells.
the Blade of Cells. And it can't be regenerated.
Any response, Blake?
Oh, pass priority.
I'm not going to Fierce Guardianship it.
That'd be funny.
I have no response. The Blade of Cells.
Let's go.
Goes bye-bye.
Okay, I'll go to my end step.
The hero we
and
deserve.
My Opulent Palace will get exiled.
The hero we deserve, for sure. All right, I will untap, and then I will exile Torment of Hailfire.
Ooh.
Play Grist.
I'm going to, no, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And then I'm going to make a 1/1 insect. And then I will also mill. Go ahead, Shea.
Okay, on my upkeep, I will go through the dungeon again, beginning with the secret entrance. Searching for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in my hand, and shuffle. Okay, so I grabbed a plains. It's gonna go to hand. Okay, and then I also have a trigger from
Arabrask.
Arabrask. Arabrask. Okay, so on my upkeep, I will exile a card, and then I will draw for turn. Moving to combat. All right, I'm gonna send the Port Razor to CGB, Breaches to Ben, then I'm also gonna send Arabrask to Ben.
Okay, we have we have the attack trigger for attacking 2 players.
Correct. So, first exile, Annex, Harden in the Forge.
I hate that card.
Yeah, me too. Chaos.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I don't like that.
I will Mazavith the Breaches.
And I will Mazavith the Port Razor.
Okay, so they will no longer be
Attacking.
All right, that leaves an Urabrask. Thank you, by the way. That leaves an Urabrask going after Ben's face.
That's
4/4.
4, right? Okay, I'll take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
2 mana deduction on these cards.
I'm gonna play the Plains. Pay 2 for Annex. Power equal to Devotion for red. And is this the power of a creature?
It is.
Okay,
It is.
so
Yep, you get a card for that.
I'll
Yeah.
draw. I think I would like to cast Chaos Warp for 1. Targeting Blake's Mazavith.
You're going to Stone Rain me? Okay.
That's
Maybe.
I mean, that's the right choice. That's
I
good
know. Feels
stage.
bad, man.
If it is.
Mazavith!
How?
No way!
How?
No!
Oh, thanks for the untapped Mazavith!
Oh my god! I mean, it was a free Chaos Warp.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
I'll also tap a Plains for Soul Ring. Then I'll tap a Mountain and my Soul Ring for a Plundering Barbarian. So when he enters, I can choose to destroy target artifact
Okay, sorry,
or
Ben.
create a treasure. I'm gonna go artifact. The trigger from the plundering barbarian will be targeting your Felwar Stone.
So sorry, buddy.
And then I'm finally gonna pass the turn.
On end step, I'm going to tap Garth One Eye, and I'm going to cast a disenchant. Do you guys think it's the gate? I think it's the
I
gate.
think so too.
All right, it's two worst possible. We can just never stop you. It's going to be the gate.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to use Kelpie Guide because I have 8 lands, and I'm going to tap down your 7/7 Port Razor because it doesn't have hexproof anymore.
Correct.
Untap, exile my top card. It's a Drum Bellower, which says untap all creatures you control during each other player's untap step. It's a 2/1 flyer. I'm going to tap Garth One Eye, and I'm going to cast Siobhan Dragon, the classic. Onto the battlefield, 5/5 flying, fire breathing. Enters the battlefield, triggers Temur Ascendancy to draw a card. I will play an Arid Mesa, which because of the Urborg and the Yavimaya, I can still tap for mana without fetching. And I'm going to cast the Drum Bellower. Shea, it seems like it's been forever, but do you have any flying?
No flyers.
No flyers. Okay, guys, I think it's time to get that initiative off her.
Oh yeah.
And get my Kiora where it belongs, in my graveyard.
Oh.
So Siobhan Dragon's going to attack Kiora, and Drum Bellower is going to attack Shea's face for that initiative.
Yep, they're flying. No blocks from me.
All right, I've searched my library for the only basic worth fetching, an island. And it's the Fortnight Shark Island.
Very pretty.
All right, I'm done.
All right, I'll go to my turn. Untap.
I also untap all
Ooh.
creatures I control because of Drum Bellower. So
Oh man,
Baby.
gross. All right. I will go to draw, but exile it instead. It's a Zagathe Triumph, just like
Oh my
last turn.
gosh.
But it's, I'll minus Ren by 3, going down to 4 to make a Tree Folk. I'll tap 5 and play a Gilded Lotus.
Ooh.
Look at that. Second main as well, I'm gonna play my Zagathe Triumph tapped from exile, and then I'll end my turn.
on end step, I'm going to tap Kelpie Guide, and I'm going to use it to untap my Exotic Orchard, and then proceed to Blake's turn where I untap my Kelpie Guide.
All right. Draw but exile. I'm gonna play the Overgrown Tomb tapped. I'm gonna -2 Grist, and I'm gonna throw my insect at your commander. So it's just gonna, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target creature or planeswalker. So I'm gonna go to destroy your commander.
Yep, no response.
So Annex is going to create, I think, 2 satyrs.
Correct.
All right, second main phase, because I'm assuming I'm never gonna be able to do this for any value. I'm just gonna play a Naked Cultivator Colossus, because Urabrask made me not be able to draw cards.
Cringe.
Very cringe.
Very cringe.
Pass the turn to Shea.
On Blake's
Yep.
end step, I'm going to use Kelpie Guide, and I'm going to untap my Volcanic Island. And then on your turn, I'm going to untap the Kelpie Guide with the Drum Bellower.
Okay. All right, on my upkeep from Urabrask,
Yep.
I'll exile and then draw. Okie doke, I've tapped 7 to cast my commander again. Yep, so move into combat. I will attack Blake with a satyr, CGB with another satyr, and then Ben, I'm gonna attack you with my 3/3 menace. Okay. Commander trigger. Exile in 3. Okay.
Siobhan Dragon says, Satyr dinner, I will block.
Yep.
I'm gonna block the forest, or the satyr with my forest.
It's the weakest sounding Ashaya.
It's a 10-10.
I picture like an end from Lord of the Rings.
I will not block because it has Menatre.
Cool. And so it's a pirate and it's dealing combat damage to you, so I'll exile the top card of your library.
3 damage, and here you go. Oh, of course.
Oh,
No, that's
no.
that's good for us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What do you
that's
do?
true and bad for me.
I will will not be casting your swamp, then.
Okay.
You can have that back.
Stays in exile.
Stays in exile. I'm going to play a mountain as my land for turn. Pay 1 to kick it twice, and so that way I can tap it for 2. So tapping a white for Spirited Companion. When it
Sounds
enters,
good.
I'll draw a card.
You're a good boy.
Such a good boy. So I'll tap my Chalice to play an Arcane Signet. I'll tap 3. And a Signet for 4 total for a Sad Robot. And when he enters, search for basic, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. That's going to end my turn, so I will pass it over to you while I search.
I have some end step stuff while you search.
Okie doke.
I'm going to tap Garth to cast Regrowth, and I'm going to get back Kiora, the Behemoth Beckoner. Return it to my hand. I'm going to tap Kelpie Guide, and I'm going to tap something. Shea, I'm going to tap your Solemn Simulacrum with the Kelpie Guide.
Oh.
One less thing that can block and draw cards.
Yep.
I have the initiative,
You sure do.
so I am going to put 2 +1/+1 counters in room number 2 here on. Why not? Siobhan Dragon, living large up here in the sky. Draw for turn. I'm going to tap Garth One Eye to cast Brain Geyser. I'm going to use 7 mana +2 to cast Brain Geyser, targeting myself for 7. I'm going to play Underground Sea.
Just a lot of duels over there, buddy.
A lot of duels over here. I'm going to untap Rafine's Tower with Kelpie Guide. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to cast Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. It's time for her to come home. I'm going to go to combat, and I'm going to attack Shea and all of her flying glory in the air for 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the card I drew for the turn was the Underground Sea, so that should have been exiled face up, but that was the draw. Okay, 9 coming at Shea in the air.
I got no flyers, so I got no blocks.
I'm going to minus the Kiora to untap the Exotic Orchard, and I'm going to move to my end step. If you have any effects to him now, then I have to discard a whole bunch of cards.
At your end step, I believe I will do this. I'll tap 3 to play a 1 mana cost spell, Worldly Tutor. Search for
Okay.
a creature card, reveal it, and put it on top.
All right, what did you find, Ben?
I will reveal the Gelatinous Cube.
Ooh, that's the Exiler. Okay.
Yeah, and then I can dissolve it if I want to.
All right.
On top.
If there are no other end step effects, I discard 3 lands. A World Tree, a Tundra, and a Flooded Strand. It's your turn.
I will untap.
I'll
my
untap
top.
my creatures.
I will exile my top card from the draw. Gelatinous Cube there. I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play the Gelatinous Cube. All right, with the Gelatinous Cube, I'm going to target the Urbrass.
Yeah, no response.
Okay, I will also tap 5 green. Tapping my Mazavith. It's a risky play, but it's a fun card. Doubling Season.
No.
And then
Okay.
I will minus Ren to 1 to make not 1 but 2 Tree Folk.
Oh, okay.
They're all 6/6s.
They are all 6/6s except the Gelatinous Cube.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then I'll just pass.
On the end step.
Oh boy.
I feel bad about it. I feel bad, but I think we're getting there. I'm going to use Kelpie Guide. I'm going to tap one of your Tree Folk, Ben.
Okay. Wah.
Is that to clear the way for something?
I think you'll know when the time comes.
All right.
All right. I untap Kelpie Guide with the Drum Bellower
Yep.
on your untap step.
I'm going to start by plussing Grist to make an insect. Milling Demonic Tutor. Not
Ooh.
quite what I was hoping to mill. And then I will sadly pay 4 to sack it to draw a card. Sack it with Grim Backwoods, draw a card. All right, I'm going to pay 3 for Crucible of Worlds. I can play lands from your graveyard as though they were in your hand. And I will play Swamp. After that sick-ass turn, pass to Shea.
On your end step, Kelpie Guy's gonna tap another tree folk.
Okay, I'll just move the 2 over here then.
We'll untap.
Kelpie Guy untaps.
Now moving to combat.
All right, Shea. I hope you're gonna understand as I do this that you're not supposed to be attacking me. Okay. Kelpie Guide, tap the tree folk.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe that you're hoping I swing at Ben.
I'm just hoping it's not me.
Who would
I'm
have
just
guessed?
hoping it's not me.
This is the true CGB throwing us under the bus.
Yeah, jeez.
It does make me uneasy though, because I feel like you wouldn't want to take out Ben and narrow the pool here if you weren't super confident that you could.
Ooh. Fair enough.
a very
Yeah,
good
fair
point.
enough.
You know, Shea, he
Yeah.
now has one less blocker because of the Kelpie Guy being tapped. You could turn your sights to one tall, dark, and wearing a Fortnite shirt.
I mean, are we ready for a team?
I don't know about that.
At least until he's dead. Join me, Shea.
Oh
We're
my!
friends now.
I didn't make a deal. I can't even be upset, but I am very disappointed.
It's worse.
I'm scared, but you know what? We're just gonna do this scared, you know?
Yeah, be scared. It's all right.
Okay.
I'm always scared.
It also would be nice to exile
Did those
some cards.
satyrs go away because we blocked them?
You did block one.
So you definitely, yeah, one of those is for sure dead.
Yep.
And then I thought CGB blocked something else, or no? Because you attacked him and I with the satyrs. This was
Yeah,
last
you
turn.
blocked with your dragon.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
So the satyrs are dead.
Yes, so that's my bad. Satyrs are dead. 2 less attackers. It's good for you.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
All right, so everything except for my commander to you, Mr. CGB.
Okay. Mr. is my father. You can just call me CGB. Shea, I'm very disappointed. Very,
not.
very disappointed.
I am attacking one person, so I do have an attack trigger for my
Yep.
commander.
Okay.
Woo, it's a mountain.
It's a mountain.
Okay, that's all I got so far.
All right. Siobhan Dragon will block the Port Razor because extra combat seems super bad for me right now. Garth will block the Annex because I want it to die to reset. All right. Drumbeller and Eternal Witness will block breaches. And I'll take 2 from Plundering Barbarian.
Let's go. You got in there.
And I fall to 12. All right, so a lot of satyrs.
A
So
lot of satyrs.
2 satyrs, 2 satyrs, and then 1 satyr.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
5 satyrs.
Yep, that's 5 satyrs.
Siobhan Dragon is dead. Garth goes to graveyard or command zone for the second
Garth
time.
I hope it was worth it, guys.
I think so.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Feeling a little more naked now.
Second main, 7 total for Release the Gremlins. Destroy X artifacts, create X 2/2 red gremlin creature tokens.
Not my crucible.
So X is 3. I'm gonna target your
So
Crucible,
messed up.
the Gilded Lotus, and the Boogie Bomb.
Shea's a bully today.
Yeah.
I'm going to sack and draw a card with the Spell Bomb in response, but you still get the Gremlin.
I'll make 3 gremlins. Okay. Gonna play this as my land for turn. That's all the things. Passing.
Upkeep, we're going to do the initiative, and I am going to have Shea.
Plundering Barbarian dealt damage to you.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I no longer have this.
Yeah.
It went back to Shea.
So
which-
technically, Shea got an initiative trigger.
Oh, okay. What's the initiative trigger? The first one?
Scry 2? No, she's in the second room.
Yep, I get to choose.
Oh, okay. We can add that since it wouldn't change how the turn went.
I'm gonna scry 2. We're gonna keep those. Okay.
All right, draw for turn. Going to play a command tower. All right. It's a really good draw. I feel the tables against me. So it's time to go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to attempt to cast Chromatic Ori. I may spend mana as though it were any color. I can tap it for 5, and for 5 and tap, I can draw a card for each color among permanents I control. I'm going to tap it for blue mana. I'm going to untap it with Kelpie Guide. I have 5 blue. I'm going to use 3 of it to cast Freed from the Real on Kelpie Guide.
Ooh.
I'm going to use 1 of the blue in the pool to untap Kelpie Guide.
Yeah, that's infinite mana if we can't stop them.
Yep, if you guys can't break it,
Wow.
right here with the Freed coming in,
man. And he
I'm
can
going
draw
to make
soul back.
infinite colored mana. My Garth would have haste, so I can do anything that Garth can do.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have a response.
I don't either.
Anybody?
No.
No, so you just win.
No.
Well, infinite colored mana. I'm going to cast Kenrith Return King, and I'm going to add, in kind of a little bit of hopefully lighthearted fashion at the end for my insanely good top deck, I'm going to add 69,420 draw triggers onto the stack for each of you, and then go to resolve them.
Oh, it's target players.
So I'm trying to completely mill you guys out, and I'm putting all the triggers on the stack, so even if you do something in response, those will still potentially resolve. Cards!
My hand's sweet though.
Blake.
You know what? If I'm gonna die by card draw, that's all. That's the best way to go.
Blake, you said you wanted to die that way.
I did.
I'm
I
going to do
passed.
it. All right.
Ooh.
That was a lot happened.
Whoa.
Card of the game. Let's pick our card of the game and go to that.
All right, so at the end of every game, we like to go around and talk about our card of the game. This is the game. This is the card that maybe gave us all the feels, did really well for us in the game, the one that we want to shine a spotlight on. So I'll go first. My card of the game was Portyr, and that's because you guys are really scared.
I was terrified.
And yeah, it didn't reach its full potential, but the potential was really cool.
Oh, it was there.
Shay, do you count like your victories and just how scared we are?
Yeah.
That's not necessarily
Shay
what
goes home.
happens, but
Yeah.
our fear
Yeah, a little bit. I take, there's some pride in fear.
dines on our
She has like a
fear.
And
picture of
being
each of us
scary.
at home that she throws darts at, and like.
I mean, just look at her shirt. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
scary.
right. But yeah, CGB, what was your card of the game?
Well, technically, I think the Kelpie Guide did an insane amount of work, and Game Nights fans will know Kelpie Guide from an episode. But I also want to give hot honorable mention to all of these sweet classic Magic cards,
Oh,
because
so beautiful.
I got to run the whole Garth Gambit. I got to make all of them with a Garth, and I got to play all of them, and it was sweet.
Yeah.
And that's fun and cool and awesome. So, all these, you guys are my champs.
Nice. What about you, Ben?
Well, I started my opening hand with a Felwar Stone, 2 lands, and an Exploration. And I thought that Exploration would do more work, but it failed me. But with the other land I had in my hand, it helped this land out a lot, and it was the Maze of Ith.
Oh,
And it also helped just by tapping, or untapping rather, creatures. And I actually was dishonest during this game, because I told Shay, I made a deal with her at the beginning of the video that I would never use it on her creatures.
Oh yeah, that's
And
so
Blake,
true.
this devilish person, told me to use it on her other. Well, I mean, he asked which one I was using it on, because he was going to use his on the other one.
So crafty.
And I just totally,
Did
it
I do
passed
that?
my mind. Blake's like the little devil on my shoulder, Shay was like, no, you made a deal. But
She didn't actually
forgot.
say that, to be fair.
right, sure.
I think the moral of the story is that the entire gang was treacherous in this
Yes,
specific
yes.
episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's great. It totally slipped my mind, to be honest. But yeah, Blake, what was your card of the game?
My card of the game is Elvish Reclaimer, because he did a lot of work, did some cool stuff, and I was able to, the turn before he died, I sacked him for Thespian Stage, because when I untapped, I was going to get Dark Depths and make my stinking 2020 Merit Lage, and then you terrored him, just and this is no longer important. So,
Thanks. That's a cool card.
thanks, CGB.
I know you loved that deck. Like, you love that deck
Oh
a
my
lot.
God,
Like, you're
this deck.
keeping that deck.
Oh, yeah.
It's your favorite. And you know what they say about me? I love taking that cool thing that my opponent's excited about doing and squashing it right in front of them.
Oh! Just let me rip up my Dark Depths real quick.
All right, well, that is the game, and what a game it was. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to remember to leave a comment under the video for a chance to win that Cool Stuff Inc. $50 gift code that CGB will be picking. He's going to be picking his favorite, so leave a comment for this guy, and you could win a $50 gift code. Thanks so much.
You're cool.